Hey, right beside me, we have a 1968 Ford F100. If you've seen the first part of this group of videos, series of videos, this part will make a lot more sense to you, really. In the first part of this series, we got this thing started and rolling and even managed to take it for a ride down the highway. And that was its first time in, at least 16 years anyways. Since then, it's been sitting. So I'm hoping today we can build a little momentum here and just clean the poor thing out and kind of address this tire diversity situation on here and maybe get it running a little bit better. The last thing I hate to see is have this thing sit for another 16 years, So let's get going. I have a lot to do. Game plan for today is get her dug out of here and hopefully get her fired and drive it over towards the workshop so we can kind of pick away at this. Have a wheelbarrow full of let's get going here, so we shouldn't have any issues. It's about -10 out or 20 Fahrenheit, so it's not gonna get any warmer till June. And we have a battery. Forgot where I put that, actually. That's a major win. Thought I lost that or worse. Okay, let's actually let's see if she's got life in that battery. Let's take a look here. It's a little frosty out, but let's just see if she spins. Got anything in here? Nope. Oh, yeah. Okay. See if there's anything in that carb. Oh. I think she's gonna get going. Maybe a little bit of priming. Yep. Just gonna fill that bowl up. We'll do a take two. We have a battery, we have ignition, so it's a good start. I'm actually surprised it fired at all. So we're just gonna fill that up. Let's see what she has now. See if you guys can hear this. Okay, I think she wants more of the good stuff, so we'll just give her some more of that. And the bowl is filled, and I don't know, but I find it a little easier to crank in there and nurse the throttle with my foot than reach here and pour here and, nurse it this way. Everyone has their own preference, so. Let's see. That's about right. This carb is not the greatest. Pulling off of a Granada in a junkyard, hoping it would be a little better than what's on there, but it wasn't. Just gonna nurse the throttle here and keep it from dying, and now that we got it running, we'll warm it up a little and scoot it over towards the workshop. Been running now for about 5 minutes. It's kind of leveled out a little bit, but as you can see, this carb is kind of all over the place. Not much of a choke or anything hooked up, right? Had to plug off a few things, so we'll just let that warm up a bit. Take it out of here. Thinking I'm gonna do a scrap pile here, a wind pile here, and over here. Shrouds the wind. And clean. There was a few items in there, but that was no big deal. Got some extra scrap, a couple things in a wind pile, and a little bit of garbage, but not too bad at all. Even managed to grab a Christmas gift here for a buddy of mine with the exact same truck, so that worked out pretty good. The box is a little softer than I was hoping, but I mean, it held all this stuff, so it can't be too bad, right? GoPro mount worked amazing. So now that she's cleaned out nice, let's flip our attention to that carb over there. This carb I actually pulled off Granada in a junkyard. It looked good, but the old one seemed to work a little better on here. So we'll see what we got now. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, custom. How much fuel's gonna be in here? Probably a lot, so. There we go. Oh yeah. It's a bit of pressure. Beautiful. Okay. Take a look. Managed to assemble this carb here, which was actually off the truck when it was parked, from, you know, this pile of carbs that I kind of dug up. So even managed to get the little choke tie down. Accelerator pump is pretty much new inside there, and made a couple of gaskets too out of this, you know, professional grade gasket material. So I'm thinking we'll have something better to work with here. Now we're just gonna fill that bowl up and try it out over there. Here goes nothing. This is that carb we just pulled off of it, and went to go swap over the fittings from this one to that one, but guess what? They're different. You know, not even these inline filter fittings will work, so no big deal. Went to the box of carbs, pulled out one of these, but this fitting is so stripped it just wouldn't tighten, and rounded up pretty good too, but luckily managed to found some other line and just cut it up a little here, and we should be off to go. Let's see if this makes a difference. Remember I said I found a nice line off a carburetor in there? Well, this one's not gonna work either. It's just too, you know, bent and snaked all over the place. So I just found a new line. Well, sort of new. I mean, there's barely any rust on it, so that's new. Cut it straight, and we're just gonna plug that in and see how she goes. I'm having a good feeling about this. Line on. We have our custom base gasket in place. So we're ready to try this out here. Maybe even unseize the old manual choke and get everything kind of working. And carb is on. We have our custom base gaskets, fit like a charm. Even managed to find that old choke cable, unseized it, and, you know, just kind of give it a little right here, and everything's where it should be. We have choke, we have carb, and seems to run even decent. So, well, by decent I mean better than before. We have, look at that. It even idles on its own. So I'm thinking for today, this is good. we'll deal with the tire situation tomorrow, and we'll call it a day. Anyways, that's a wrap. Have yourself a good night, eh? Welcome back to day 2 of this truck cleaning / revival. Managed to clean up all the stuff out of the bed here, which is done now. So also managed to deal with the tire diversity situation on here. Just wanted to say thanks to a buddy of mine who donated these wheels and tires here off his old Dodge half-ton. He's a classy guy with a classy truck. You know who you are. And managed to find a beautiful pair of old 700 by 15s for the front here. I had those custom mounted. And the rims custom coated. And you know, right now, she's sitting pretty. Just look at that. So I'm thinking today we have time to do an ignition upgrade. See how well she runs, and if she runs good or slightly better, we'll see what kind of work we can do around the yard here with it. Anyways, still a bit to do, so let's get going. For ignition, I'm thinking we'll swap out that coil and swap these points out too, because I haven't even checked those yet. And ooh, that's custom. I'm gonna swap out the coil for one I found at a swap meet for $20. Whew. Well, add that to life's long list of regrets, and throw in a set of points which are probably older than this truck here, but they look unused, so that's a bonus. And we'll see how she runs. Here goes nothing. When working with electronics, sometimes it's nice to have some of those specialty tools around, you know. For this job here of setting up the points, I brought along a specialty item that will help me clean and set and adjust these right up. Right here. You just kind of gotta set them up in there, and just like that, you know. Oh yeah. Can never have too many tools. Before throwing this coil on, I should probably test it first. Yeah, why not? Jam that on, nice. Jam that on, also nice. And one more. We're just gonna let gravity and fate hold that down. Let's test her out. Test complete. We have the new coil in there. Well, the swap meet one. And points are all in and set up, and the old points are just right over here, and you can see they're really not bad. I mean, I've seen worse, you know. And just to kind of show you. Well, actually, maybe I can't show you. Wait a minute. Maybe we can. Let's just set this. Nope, that's not gonna. Oh, I think it will. Oh yeah. So you can see how you can use one of these to really clean them out. Let's just see how dirty these were. We got, oh, see? We can kind of set that down and just, I don't know if you can see that. You see, there's a little bit of dirt. I did that one a little earlier, so these really do help in cleaning and setting and all of that stuff. Let's go see how she fires. Okay. What do we got here? Sounds pretty good. Oh yeah. I'm thinking she's ready to test out around the yard here. Just gonna let that warm up and we'll get going. Managed to clean up a bunch of stuff that was cut up here from before and got a decent sized load on her, eh? So that's not too bad. And I'm thinking it's gonna be a whole lot easier to clean up all this stuff if we just drag it on out of here. So let's do that. Let's get this out there. And she's out. Not too bad. We're gonna get a little bit more of a load on here, I'm thinking, and we'll see how she breaks snow in the open prairie. So, got everything loaded up here, and I'm thinking it's a little bit of weight. Maybe we can kind of blaze the trail through this packed and drifted snow. I don't know. Let's get going. we have it. Does she run a bit better? Check. Can we still use her as a yard truck? Check and check. She even managed to break this hard packed snow here, even right up to her axle. So I'm just glad we kind of got this out and running a bit better today, so we can still use it as a yard truck, and hopefully she doesn't sit for another 16 years, eh? Anyways, if you like what you see, please click subscribe and that bell notification thing. And until next time, we'll see you around, eh?